much better.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Back out in the garage once again, and we're actually working on the Mk2 Escort. Now, if you've been keeping up to date with this, I've been doing quite a bit of work to the heater bowl, and the stage I'm at now is I've got it all stripped out. All the rust, the rot, the crud has been removed, and it's about time I started cleaning it up and welding the new panels in. Now, saying that, I am missing one vital piece of equipment, which is a welder. And luckily, I've been lent one for a little while, so I can crack on with the bits I need to do on the Escort. So I think I might as well show you guys that first. Here she is. So this is a little baby that's going to be getting me through this project. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the welder, mainly because it's not mine and I am borrowing it, but that's the name there. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that because I'll just embarrass myself. We're using a Argo Shield light gas. And yeah, this is pretty much it. I did actually have a couple of practice attempts the other day, and here they are. I was really chuffed with these. Just need to point out one thing. The reason why this one's all really silver is because I rubbed it down to try and clean it up when it was still hot. So yeah, that's probably my best one there, as you can see. Penetrated through quite nicely. I didn't clean up the back, so that's why the paint's a little bit flaky. I'm not gonna sort of doubt myself too much, because that's where my downfall can be quite a lot. I'm very excited to actually get started with this welding, and we'll just see how it comes out. Let's have a little look at this section then. So in the last video, I just cut it out, and that was it. I just left the video there. But since the last video off camera, I have smoothened off all of these edges, so they're nice and smooth now. I've also rust treated the whole area. As you can see, this bit down here has gone black now. I cleared off all the paint as well. So it's nearly ready to weld in this replacement panel. However, I need to put some weld through zinc primer on these bits, and I also need to paint up this section too. I'm fully aware that these lights are making me look like I'm glowing. Oh, they're so bright. Anyway, let's get on with the video. Please give it a like if you are enjoying these installments of the Mk2 Escort, and without further ado, let's whack it on time lapse and get all them bits painted up, ready to weld them. Just like that, another tool's arrived. Let's get this unboxed. So, I have brought oh yes! It actually come with some belts as well. I bought some today and they were wrong, so I'm really happy about that. I might be able to try this out. Right, so for anyone that doesn't know, this is a air belt sander. Got one at work. I use this thing so much. After you've been welding, when there's a little slug on there, you can just get on the top of it and just grind it off. Really useful. So yeah, I'm looking forward to using this, definitely. I've spent hours cutting out rust, prepping this area and spraying it up, but it's now crunch time. I've got two main emotions going on at the moment. I'm very excited and I'm very nervous, but we're gonna have a crack at this. It's all painted up now. As you can see, the gaps are as small as I could get them. You got this big gouge there, but won't worry about that just yet. All along here, they're very, very neat. A little bit of a bigger hole there, and this is the biggest gap, but we should be able to plug that up. It's also worth mentioning, I'm going to be straightening up all of this lip once I welded this in, but yeah, it's crunch time now, guys. I'm going to start tacking it in places, making sure it's all lining up with the original body, and then yeah, we'll just see how we go. I'll do a couple of the welds, and then I'll bring you guys back, show you them, and then I'll put it on time lapse. Right, there's a couple of the first welds. Not looking too bad. Not the best, not the worst. I'm just going to have a bit of time on my own with a welder and see how I get on. There's certainly no going back now. Just been round this the first time. I'm definitely gonna have to do it again once I've ground down and found the holes, but the main part is now done. Let's have a little talk through how it went. So along here, it was pretty nice and easy. As you can see, got some nice welds going on. I've even wire brushed them for you guys so you can see them. Up here was the little grind mark. I've filled that in, but I will need to grind that down to find out if I miss anything. It was going all right until I got to the middle, and this is very, very thin. This I don't know what you call it, heater, vent, hole, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's really thin, so I need to finish it off under there, but I let it cool down, and I might even come in from here. Just don't want to make that hole even bigger than it already is. And then coming up here, same old, just getting used to the welder. Really happy with how these bits turned out. Down here was a little bit of a pain, but I've managed to fill in that gap, and I will be grinding back the welds to find out what I've missed. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my new tool, which is right here. I'm going to put my attachment on because it didn't come with one, so I've gone and brought one of them bad boys, whack that on, stick the compressor on, and we'll get grinding. The 3 sanding belts that I got with this air sander have all been mullered. I think they were a very fine grits, so these welds have chewed them up. However, it has done this one section. I will be getting loads more of them because I know you can pick them up really cheap, and I'll get all different grades. Look at that. There's a couple of holes, couple of little pinholes. I might just go over them with a welder. Obviously, I'm gonna grind this all back first and then just go over the little bits that I'm not happy with, but look at that. I don't know if the GoPro's really picking it up properly because these struggle to pick up sort of like really close stuff. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna whack a bit of paint over it just quickly. Some of that weld through primer, just see what it looks like. Wow. Also, sorry if it's flickering. It's not flickering now, but it has been flickering a little bit. I'm gonna try and adjust the settings on the GoPro. It's these new LED lights. How about that? Look how good that's looking now. Next up, I'm going to drill a couple of holes in this bit here, and then I'm going to weld it from below and also plug weld the top. I'm going to finish off this top bit where it got a bit too hot, and I'm just going to plug a couple of little pinholes. So yeah, and just like that, all the holes are drilled. I've clamped down just over here, so I'm going to plug these 2 first. Welders on, mask on, let's get to it. Blimey, I'm happy with that. That one actually blew through, so I had to make it a little bit bigger, but that second one's proper good. That's round 2 of the welding, all complete. This section went really nice and smoothly. I also managed to fill in these gaps. I've still got to build up a tiny bit there and here on the lip. I did have a lot of trouble again around here. It was really hard to weld it without blowing through this really thin metal, so I put quite a few rough tacks in there. Apart from that, I just put a couple more tacks around here where there was a few pinholes, but yeah, we're going to grind this down, give it a little spray and see what it looks like. And just like that, we're entering another day. I'm out in the garage and I'm just having a couple of minutes just to reflect on the welding and have a good look over it. From the top now, it's not looking too bad at all. All of these sections are ground down and I'm fairly happy with them. Moving on to this other section down here, it did get a little messy. So yeah, needs a couple more tacks in here, then grinding down. So yeah, slight bit more work. Oh yeah, also, I don't think I showed you guys the finished result of putting this lip up yesterday, but this side's come up brilliantly. I'm just doing a little bit of work here trying to create the lip again, but yeah, I was really happy with this side. This side was not too bad. This spot weld here did fail, so that's why I've got the G clamp on there still, just holding a bit of pressure on there, waiting for me to put a couple of welds underneath. But yeah, these ones at the top took well, and I'm also building this tiny little section up as well. Now if we come down here below where the section I've just welded, you can see there's still a fair few holes. We've got one big one here, and the same with the other side where the previous owner tried to cut it out, and then I've just got a couple more holes that I need to fill in. Overall, it's not too bad considering I don't really have a lot of welding experience at all. I always knew the welding was going to be a bit of a challenge for me, so please let me know how you think I've got on in the comment section below. I'm just going to try and finish off them last little bits that I've got and then grind them down, and hopefully we've got something that I can be proud of. Back again, another day on this heater bowl. I've basically been taking my time with this, but it's coming together now. If we can see this section over here, it's looking really nice. I've created that lip again, and I've welded up the bottom bit. I just need to do the same for this side, need to grind that bit down, weld up a bit underneath. Now with the bowl and scuttle off, you can see this repair panel. I'm actually really happy with how this has come out, especially this side. It looks brilliant. I've put no filler or anything on it. All I've done is grind down the welds and then put some more of that zinc primer on it. I'm gonna crack on with this, and I'll probably catch up with you guys when I've finished off this section. I've been in the garage again for a couple of hours, so I'll show you guys a little progress update. Yeah, basically I've just been perfecting these sections here where it was cut through, if you remember rightly. There wasn't a lot left, but yeah, I've made up these lips again on both sides and they look really good. I do still need to weld a couple of slight bits underneath. There's like a little bit here, and this centre bit here, there's just a tiny bit. I just want to put a couple of welds. What I'm going to do now with this surround, I have had to put a couple of welds under here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of sealant around here just to make sure that it's all completely watertight. I'm going to be using the same stuff we used on my dad's Mark 1 Fiesta when we put the engine mount in. It's just this brushable seam sealer. So the seam sealer has now gone off rock hard, so I'm going to put a bit of primer on that in a minute. As you would have just seen, I've been getting under here and welding up the few little spots that need doing. I'm just grinding them down at the moment, and then yeah, there'll be a bit of seam sealer going on under there. So I've been doing a bit more welding and I've actually finished off under here now. It just needs grinding down. I'll show you from inside because there's no daylight now. There we go guys, back inside the Mark 2 Escort, and as you can see there's no daylight coming through here at all. My patch that I've just done is completely welded up now. I've been grinding away and there we go. That bottom section's all done now. It's not the prettiest, but I plugged all the holes. So now it's ready for a bit of paint and seam sealer. With some fresh paint on the case, it's looking a lot better. All this seam sealer's now been applied. Don't have to be too pretty because I'm not going to be able to see it from up here. I have seam sealed the inside as well. I did go a bit over the top on the inside because I don't want this ever leaking. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll just put some paint over the top of that once that's set. There we go guys, I think that's quite a nice place to end this episode, seeing as I've welded in that repair panel that sits just below the heater bowl, and I've also finished it all off by grinding the welds back down and spraying it up and seam sealing in the areas I needed to. On the next episode of the Mark 2 Escort build, I'm going to be welding in the bowl, and I'm also waiting for the right hand drive scuttle to come back in stock from Magnum Panels, which I believe is going to be the end of this week, so I'll be welding that in as well. So yeah, exciting times. Then this little section will be finished. I think once this section's boxed off, then I can carry on prepping the bay, and then yeah, we can start thinking about an engine and bits like that. Also, give me a little comment below, letting me know how you think I've done with the welding. Obviously, it's not going to be an absolutely amazing job because I don't have that much experience, but I had a good crack at it, and yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with the outcome. Right, if you did enjoy the video, please give it a like, and if you like what you see, subscribe to the channel to see more. Thank you all for watching, and until the next one, I'll see you guys later. However, I'm always willing to learn. Oh, bloody hell. Ah, it's doing it again now. It just lets out the air. Oh, what the fuck? And why is this so flickery? But it's not flickery there. Why is it so flickery? So flickery. Oh, really?